Hi everybody, I'm Prez from the Prez Games, so welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to give you 10 tips on how to get more views and likes on your Scratch projects. I'm going to say to you everything that I know and every method that I use to get more views and likes. If you know other methods beside these, remember to write them in the comments. Remember to write me also if you want other tutorials video about Scratch like this one. Remember also to subscribe the channel and to leave a like, and now we can start. Okay, so here we are. The first advice is to use the hashtags. I think you already know what they are and you can use them even on Scratch. For example, you can add some keywords about your project, or you can add your username. For example, I do this thing every time that I share a project, so if you search for the Prez Games, you will find all of my projects. Oh yeah, and remember that when you add an hashtag, it will seem that it is not working because you can see it on blue and clickable. But for example, if you sing out of your Scratch account, you will see them in blue. So they works even if you don't see them in blue. Let's move on to the next advice, which is to use a good thumbnail and a good title. This is very important because lots of people on Scratch will see your thumbnails and your title, and they has to decide if click or not on your project. So if it is a good thumbnail and a good title, you will have more click and more views and even more likes. For example, I suggest to you to put animated thumbnails. I always do on my projects. And by the way, if you are wondering how to put an animated thumbnail on your Scratch projects, I've shared on this channel another video where I explain how to do that. So if you are interested in, go to see it. Advice number 3, which is to advertise your project in the show and tell. Show and tell is a part of the Scratch forum where you can advertise, so literally show and tell your project to other people. So you can go there and create a new topic where you talk about your game. You can share also some screenshots of it, and in this way lots of people will go to see it. And you can do more views and even more likes. Let's move on to the advice number 4, which is quite simple, and it is to know when to publish a project. You have to understand when your audience is active on Scratch. So for example, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, or for example in the weekend, and you have to publish your project in that period. So in this way you will receive more views in a short period of time. So this increases your chance to go in the trendings, and this is a very good thing because if you go in the trendings you can have lots of more views and likes. I can say to you that this thing works for real. In fact, I went in the trendings sometime with my projects, so remember this thing when you will publish your next project. Advice number 5, which is again quite simple, and it is to answer to the comments. So if someone comments to your project, remember to answer to him or her every time. So in this way, that person will return to your project to see what you have written, and in this way you will have more views to your project made by the same person. So if you remember to answer to the comments every time, you will receive more views by the same person that go to see your project more than one time. This is quite simple, so why don't do that? Let's move on to the next advice, which is to advertise out of Scratch. If you have some social media app, it's a very good idea to share your project even there, because also there you can find people that go to see your project, and even if they don't have a Scratch account, they will leave views in any case to your project. So this is a valid method to make more views, and it works for real, trust me. Even if you don't have social media apps, you can advertise and share your project with your friends, and even with this method you can do more views. Advice number 7, that is very simple, which is just ask. You can find lots of places on Scratch where you can ask for views and for a like. There are lots of studios made for that. For example, you can write something like I'm trying to reach 100 views, please help me, or I'm trying to reach that amount of like, please help me. And you will find lots of people that will be happy to help you. Now let's move on to the next advice, which is to put your projects in the studios. This is maybe the most important advice that I can give to you. With this method I've made thousands of views and thousands of likes and comments. You can ask to everyone and they will say the same thing. So when you publish a project, remember to share it in the right studios. For example, if you share a game, there are lots of studios quite famous named games or game, so you can add it to these studios and you will receive lots of views. You can continue to do this every day and you will receive more and more views. And of course, if your project has a good thumbnail and a good title, you will receive more views again. So remember to do that. This thing helped me a lot in the past and I become quite famous with this method. I really suggest to you to do the same. Let's move on to the advice number 9, which is the like for like. As the follow for follow, there is even the like for like. There are lots of studios made for that, where you can ask a like for like. And even with this method you can reach a certain amount of likes. I know that there are lots of people that don't like this method as the follow for follow, so please don't go on random profile of random people to ask like for like, but do that in the places where you can do that, for example in the studios. And this can help you a lot because you can reach even hundreds of likes with this method. Now let's move on to the last advice, which is to try to get more followers. Of course, if you have more followers, you will have even more likes and views. Because when you publish a project, everyone that follow you will receive a notification in the homepage of Scratch, but you can do even more. For example, when you publish a project, you can create a studio where you put your project in, and you can invite all your followers. So, for example, if you have 100 followers, you will invite 100 people and you can do 100 views. So this thing works for real, also for me. I've tested it in the past sometimes and it works. So remember also to try to get more followers. And if you are wondering how to get more followers, before this video I've shared another video where I explained to you how to get more followers, so 10 tips on how to get more followers. Remember to go to see it because there I explained how to do that, and it can be very helpful also to have more likes and views. So this is everything you have to know to get more views and likes on your Scratch projects. Remember to leave a like and to subscribe the channel, it's very important for me. I've shared on this channel also this video where I explain how to get more followers and this video where I explain how to put an animated thumbnail on your Scratch projects. So if you want, just click on them and you will see them. In any case, thank you for the attention and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!